everyone, welcome to another video of Now You Know It. Today we're going to be talking about the second topic of connected services. This is about an application called Swish. So Swish is one of the most essential applications within Sweden, and it is connected with transferring and receiving money. The simplest explanation of Swish is it's an app which is connecting your bank account and your phone number. The purpose of this application is to pay for certain services, if you're buying a product, to send money to someone that you know, or to receive money from someone. And this sending and receiving of money, you can do it based on their phone number. You can also send cash through this app to dedicated company numbers as well. As you can now see in this application interface, there are three main purposes of this application. The first one is sending money, the second one is receiving money, and the third one is looking at the history of transactions which happen. But all these three services require the permission of bank ID, which I mentioned in one of my previous videos. Each of these actions has to be authenticated by your bank ID, which is the authentication application connected to your bank account. You can either use your PIN or your fingerprint to authorize these transactions. When it comes to sending money to someone, you can do that through a QR code. So each of these applications has its own unique QR code. You can see in this application that I also have a unique QR code, and if I want to send money to someone, I can scan the QR code with my phone and then send money to them. The second method is you can just type in their phone number and send money to them, whatever amount, and you can put a description, you can put a nice image if you want to. There are a lot of images which matches different situations which you can use if you want your message to be fancy. Another thing that has to be mentioned is whichever person you want to send money, they also need to have a bank account in Sweden, a bank ID and Swish application installed, otherwise you can't send this money. But in Sweden generally a very high amount of the population have Swish installed, so to most of them you can transfer or receive money from. You can also use this application to pay in stores which support it. In the same way that you use your bank cards to pay, where you can tap and pay, you can use your phone to tap and pay using Swish if it is allowed. The second feature is requesting money, but before you use this feature you need to log in or authorize yourself through the bank ID, and then you need to mention the amount that you need to request from a certain person, put their phone number in and do the request. The third feature is of course looking into the transaction history. This also has to be authorized by your bank ID, even if someone else is handling your phone, because even if they open your Swish application, they can't see your transaction history because it needs to be authorized by you. Like I said earlier, you can send money to certain corporate numbers, and whenever they have certain campaigns, they have a Swish number which you can type in and send it to. It's just as a mobile phone number. Also, something that I have to mention here is transferring money from one person to another person does not have any charges involved. It's completely free and it's a service provided by the banks here in Sweden. Even transferring money from one bank account to another bank account is completely free. So having Swish is just an added benefit from having a bank account. Your Swish application permissions are granted to you when you create your bank account here in Sweden. You have to sign a contract online through bank ID saying that you will be using Swish, what your daily transaction limits are through Swish, and then you sign the contract. After this you get your permission to use this application whenever you want. And if you feel that your daily transaction limits are not enough, you go to your bank account, you change these settings, you sign it with bank ID again. Sweden as a country is driving itself towards a cashless society, and Swish as an application is playing a huge role in it. Personally, even I am not using any cash for the last 2 years. So Swish is actually playing a big role in my personal life as well. That's it for this video. There are more connected services in Sweden that I will be explaining about. See you soon and have a good day.